welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire. I am so excited to be filming this video today. I think it's been way too long since I've been filming a brand review video. If you guys are new here, I film all sorts of brand review videos and also vlogs and skincare videos and beauty videos, but it's been too long since we sat down and talked about a proper new fashion review. Also, I would like to apologize for how much of a disaster it is behind me. I feel like this is just like a walking Disney ad, which I promise it's not. I just recently moved from New York to Los Angeles. I was in New York for like 8 years and we've recently moved here. If you guys want more info, you should definitely check out my previous video where I did a really chatty get ready with me. Today, we are gonna be talking about the giving movement. I'm so excited to be sharing this because the giving movement is like a brand that I've been like obsessed with for a while, and I've been like meaning to do this video, and one thing led to another and we never did, but I'm so excited to talk about them. So let's just jump right in. So first, the giving movement. In case you've like never heard of them, I will be honest, the reason that I first heard of them is because they started doing some collaborations with influencers, like some of like the influencers that I follow that are, you know, like LA based, New York based, and I saw some of their collaboration videos and I was like, oh, that's really cute. And at the time they were really just promoting athleisure, you know, some workout stuff, and like I was just kind of, you know, I peaked. I was like, oh, there's some cute things, I kind of like it. And then I just kind of became obsessed. So they are a brand that's based out of Dubai in the UAE. I know that sometimes that rubs people the wrong way, but I absolutely love their stuff. And so we will first start by talking about all of the concerns that people have when they hear a brand is like based out of like the Middle East and like all of this stuff, and it's like something that people just like can't let go of when they hear and they're like, oh my gosh, it's terrible, like how could you support a brand like that, blah blah blah. So there's a huge part of sustainability where, to me, it doesn't matter like how amazing, you know, your fabrics are, how sustainable they are. It doesn't matter how sustainable your production cycle is or anything else if you don't pay your workers properly. I think we have a big misconception in the US where, you know, we think made in the USA, and that automatically means somehow that like, yes, this is like so ethical. This is like such ethical labor. Like the people getting paid who are like making this like shirt or these pants or whichever is like getting paid great and blah, blah, blah. And I think we know from the current state of our country, of our economy, that is just simply not true. There is plenty of clothes that are made in the US that are really bad when it comes to the labor practices. And so my point in saying all of this is that I do feel like we have sometimes jump a little bit too quickly into being like, oh, I don't like something that's made in XYZ because it's not good, because it's whatever. But at the same time, like I also see that happening a lot with things that's made in China, and people just kind of like having all kinds of judgments around that. For me, for example, like being Taiwanese, I have a whole lot of feelings about the Chinese government. But to me, it's always one thing to be critical of governments, of the way they are doing things. I'm extremely critical of the Chinese government, just as critical as I am of the US government. I find both to be terrible. But to me, it's like one thing to be criticized, like regimes and things like that, compared to criticizing people. And I do think sometimes, you know, companies are a reflection of their country and where it's in, and it is just kind of the way it is. But to me, I do not immediately look at something that's being made elsewhere that is like a foreign brand, and I don't give it like whatever ranking just because, you know, of where it's from. Like I do not rate a European brand somehow higher just because it's European compared to something that's like an Asian brand. Like I just will not do that. I feel like, to me, that is just kind of the completely wrong way to look at things. So I will start off this review by first saying that if that is your big concern, I would really also evaluate what brands you are supporting. I do really like, though, their mission behind the company. I always start off all my videos talking about the sustainability aspect of it, like the mission, is because I just feel like it's so important. I first kind of saw the giving movement and I was like, oh, I really like their clothes. And then I like jumped further into their website and I was like, wait, Okay, they have really cute things, and also I love what they're doing. So for every single thing that you're purchasing, they will donate $4 for every single piece of clothing that you buy. And I think that is so amazing. It's like, we're gonna take $4 off of this like profit margin and we're gonna donate that to charity, to good causes. And I think that is so amazing. So for example, the way it works, it's like, I bought this shirt and also these pants that I am wearing. So I like made this in one order. It wouldn't be considered like, oh, they're only donating like $4 for like this whole order and you ordered like 10 things. It's like $4 for every garment. Top, pants, $4, $8. And I think that's such an amazing way of doing business by actually prioritizing something bigger than yourself over profit. And I love them because they've been supporting Palestine, and that is huge to me. They've been donating their proceeds, and I just find that to be such a good cause. Okay, now that we've kind of like talked about them as like a brand, we need to talk about like their rundown of clothes. So if you go onto their website, you might be a little bit confused. They have like archive sales, they have like new seasons of things. And so let's just kind of talk about like the way that they're kind of set up. So Giving Movement has certain sets of collections. For example, what I'm wearing right now, this is called the Soft Skin collection, and it is quite literally as it sounds. It's so soft. Let me try to describe how soft this is to you without using the word buttery, because I don't know what that even means. When people say buttery, I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm sorry. It feels thick in the sense that it's definitely really weighty without actually dragging you down. It just kind of moves with you when you're like moving all around, but it feels really comfortable. And the material of it, it's not like a suede, but it definitely has like a bit of like a texture to it when you feel it, but it feels lightweight. Like, could go out and I can work out in this. I feel very comfortable. And so it's like, to me, the perfect combination of like everything that I need. And I'm just like wearing like the regular like shirt that I have in white. I am also wearing the joggers as well. I figured I'll just show you guys. They do tie up in the waist here. And so it's kind of like an elastic waistband, and they have some pockets as well. And these are the 27-inch, so they're actually perfect for me. My perfect inseam to like hit up to my ankles is 26 inches because I am 5'1". And so 27 is like perfect for like a little bit below my ankle. This is like the perfect length on me, but it's just really soft. They have so many different things in it. You can get regular, for example, like leggings, workout clothes. You can also kind of get some joggers like these, some t-shirts. They have a ton of different styles. I'm really obsessed with it. I think it's like the perfect, truly to me, like the perfect athleisure. I would wear this to go on the plane. If I'm doing like a hike or something, I would absolutely wear this. Like, this is to me like the perfect lifestyle kind of an outfit. And they have like a ton of different collections as well. They have like a satin collection made from recycled polyester. I've worn that so many times. I absolutely love it. They have like a few things that they released of the satin collection. Most recently, they had a collection that came out with some new designs that was made for Ramadan and for Eid. And I loved it. It's like classic, like loose, like wide leg trousers and some button-up shirts. Those trans, unfortunately, do not come in a shorter size, or just come in like, I think it was like 29.5 in the inseam, which is way too long for me. So I do have to get those hemmed, unfortunately, but I've had like so many of them. They also have another collection that recently came out, and it is the lounge collection, and it is so comfortable. Let me just show you guys. So I have this lounge collection sets in 2 different colors. I have it in like a powder blue, also in a white, because I love white. I'm gonna show you the powder blue. So this is one of the tops that I have. I got this because it's a long sleeve, it's a little bit slouchy, a little bit more modest for me, and I also just kind of feel like it's easier for me to wear for all occasions. Like if it's winter time and I really need to layer up or something, I can even like wear something underneath this and like throw this on top. Summertime, I can just kind of go out as is. I really, really love this. I love how it has kind of like the seam seam here on the bottom. For me, this kind of hits at my natural waistline a little bit further down. I do not think that this is cropped. However, if you like a true full-length pants or a full-length shirt, this might be a tiny bit short, but I'm okay with this simply because the pants that this comes with, that I'll show you guys in a bit, comes up very high for me. That length is like fine where I'm like not showing any midriff. I just think it's so cute. The difference between this lounge collection, for example, and the soft skin is in the thickness of this. So the fabric is very, very similar. However, this lounge collection is just a lot thinner. So this is a little bit better for like summer times when it's like really, really hot. Maybe you feel like the soft skin is a little bit too thick. I think this is perfect. And I'm going to show you guys the pants that they came with. I got these pants because I love a wide leg kind of a moment. However, I do not love bringing things constantly to the tailor. And so I love these because they're so big, so wide. I think these are called like the harem pants. So they do cinch here at the waist with a little tie, and they are just big, loose, and baggy. But at the bottom, they do have like a little cinch. It is not super tight where it's gonna be like just completely cut off the circulation on your ankles. Like it is a little bit looser. However, I just kind of find that the cinch at the bottom is great for me to be able to wear this without needing to get hemmed. I believe this is 28.5 inseam, so this is a lot longer. So if you're a bit taller, I think this will be really good. And so this is great for me. I just love these two together. I just kind of find this to be super comfortable. It has pockets. So this is one of the new collections that recently came out. If you're looking for something similar to the soft skin, but you feel like soft skin is like a little bit too thick, you try it, you feel it, you're like, then I would recommend trying out their new lounge collection where it's a little bit thinner. It's still recycled materials, which I love. I just feel like that attention to the sustainability aspect of it is huge because they do position themselves as a more sustainable brand. But as we know, with brands positioning themselves as being sustainable, sometimes it's not always true. And so I do really appreciate that, at least with their fabrics, they're living up true to the fact that they are using more recycled materials, they're being conscious of things that they're using. And so generally, I really appreciate that. So those are the two collections that I like really, really like. I kind of wear all the time. They do have a couple other collections as well for more like workout stuff. I will be honest, I haven't tried those as much just because I feel like I've really, really liked my current workout things, but I am actually trying this out, but I will keep you guys updated on if I like it. But before I talk about some of their archive collections, I do want to share a little bit about their sizing. If you're in the US, the sizing is going to seem a little bit different to you. So they do go based off of UK sizing, which in my personal opinion is very different from US sizing, obviously. But it's not just like the UK sizing, that the number sizing is kind of corresponds differently when it comes to the letter sizing as well. Medium in the UK sizing doesn't fit the same as a medium in the US sizing. So for me, I prefer a medium in mostly my top and my bottom. Sometimes it can kind of, sway like medium or a large depending, but that's kind of usually the range that I fall in for US sizing. And so when it comes to the giving movement, just to kind of make sure that I'm giving myself a little bit more space, I like to wear a large in the giving movement, which I think in the US, it kind of correlates a little bit more with a medium. I think the good thing with a lot of their clothes is that it is a little bit stretchy, and so you can definitely kind of like adjust the sizing. And they do also always have kind of like these ties, like elastic waistbands with the ties in the waistband if you need to make things tighter. And so for me, it's never kind of been an issue where I do feel like sometimes the pants are a little bit big, sometimes the shirt is a little bit big, but I prefer to have things oversized rather than to have them like a lot more form-fitting. And so that's just my personal preference. I think it's truly based on personal preference, and so I would definitely try it out. I find that the returns are very simple. I think I've had to return things once or twice, and I found it fairly seamless. And delivery is through DHL. I find that the delivery is usually always very quick as well, and so it's not like I'm waiting for like months or weeks for my stuff to get to me. Now, it's a little bit about like the sizing and everything else. I'm gonna share with you some of the pieces from their archive collection, and let's just chat a little bit about that. So if you go on the Giving Movement's website, you might see kind of like a sale area where it's like a lot of like archive things, and you know, a lot of things may be sold out, and if you're like really confused what it is, basically what they did is they had a lot of like older collections, older styles, and they had a big sale like last year sometime, and everything new that's kind of been released is, you know, like the classic collections like the soft skin, some of the satin kind of released in either the classic styles or some new styles, and a lot of older things they did put into the archive collection. One of the big things that I did notice, for example, on maybe why that was being done, I may have like missed a memo on like there was like an actual specific reason that they shared, but the reason that I saw was most likely because I think some of the older items, some of the sizing, and some of the sweatpants, for example, for me was always like a little bit different, and the styles were a little bit different as well. So I bought, for example, like some of like the zip up hoodies and like sweatpants and the Give Me movement. They're so amazing, honestly, but the sizing is just a little bit big, and the sweatpants didn't have like, for example, like the ties in the waistband, and so I really wish that it did, because sometimes it falls a little bit. I did notice that with some of their older collections, and so that's kind of like, for me, like potentially a reason why some of those things might be in the archive collection. I also noticed that some pieces from the same collection that's supposed to be essentially like the same type of fabric had a slightly different feel to it. And so I do feel like they kind of went through an adjustment, and a lot of the old things are just kind of put into archive, and they have like new seasons of things being released with like an updated style, updated sizing, and just kind of perfecting that design a little bit, which I feel like is really, really smart. There's some pieces that I want to show you to kind of like maybe like drive home like maybe why they have that section on their website. First, I just need to show you guys, this is the satin collection. These are the pants that I got, and these are actually from the archive version, and then they have new styles that's released in the satin in some slightly different shades. These are the long trousers. I did get them hemmed because I'm not that tall, but honestly, this is kind of what the satin looks like. It is super luxe looking. I think they're great. They are made from like a polyester though, so they're not going to be as breathable in my personal opinion for the summertime, but I also don't feel like they feel like wearing a plastic bag. I feel like it looks very, very nice, and it feels very, very nice to me. I would just keep that in mind. Like, they're never going to be as breathable, for example, as compared to if you wear like linen or cotton, and so just, you know, keep that in mind. But I do really, really like them, and so you can kind of see like this is like a very big and oversized shirt, and I think some of it is, you know, it's really meant to be designed like that. For example, this is like from the archive, and so this is like a full complete button up, whereas in their new satin collection, some of the button down shirts, it kind of is like a more tailored, like a v-neck right here. So it is like a slightly different style and design, as you can kind of see. Like, that is what I mean by there is a slight difference in like the designs from what's in archive versus kind of like what is being sold now as a part of like the new season's collection. So this blue is from their newer collection actually, and so you can kind of see that it is slightly shorter, and if you feel it, this newer collection feels a lot lighter than some of the older collection. I still stand by my fact that if you wear the satin during the summer, they're not going to make you feel hot by any means, but I would still go with more of like a linen. But they just look really, really nice. They're thin but not too thin in the newer collection as compared to the older one, where I feel like it was a little bit thicker. You can kind of see where in the updated collection, it's just like a very straight v-neck down with like the buttons, whereas in the older collection, they have the buttons all the way to the top. So it is very, very subtle design changes like this, where it is still the same type of collection, but changes have been made to this. An archive collection that I really want to show you guys, simply because I love this so much, so I hope they re-release it. This is kind of like one of the maxi dresses that I got in the plissé collection. It is a little bit see-through. You definitely have to wear nude underwear. It is, however, a bit loose, and the fabric is a little bit stiffer. And here is a shirt from that collection, and it is still, I think, you know, a little bit more see-through, but I don't think it's nearly as much. I think it's a little bit better. Fabric is not as stiff, and so if you look and feel at these two items is like definitely supposed to be part of the same collection, but they do have some slight variations in how they feel. Hopefully you can also see that on the camera as well. And so I do feel like in some of their older archive collections, they have some of these differences. I do think that in the newer collections, from everything that I've seen and purchased so far, it's been very, very consistent. And so I think that's part of the reason why they have that. And I just really, really love some of the things that they have released. Like, I just think this is so cute. Like, I absolutely love the shirt and also the pants that it came with. These pants are also pretty long and I had to get them hemmed, but they're just so cute. They're so comfortable. I love wearing this during the summer. These feel a lot more lightweight than the satin collection to me, but they just look so good. I am just absolutely obsessed, and so they have so many good things that I just really, really love. This is basically my feelings about the Giving movement. I absolutely love the Giving movement. I love their stuff. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I buy it for Mikhail, my fiance. They have men's collections as well as women's collections as well, and I just really, really love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Leave them down below in the comment section. I like miss doing these review videos. Like, I feel like these review videos were like the bread and butter to me of my channel. I just love doing these videos. So leave a comment down below as well on other videos that you want to see. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.